They won. They drew one and lost one in UU. Everybody was calling and everybody was angry. Why would Nigeria lose to Rwanda? Now we have ended international football. Now we are back to club football from today. Every club football is starting the La Liga. Tomorrow is the Premier League starts tomorrow. And let's see what Amorim is going to do throughout the weekend. He's going to be playing his first match as a United coach. So we are going to preview that tomorrow. But today we'll talk about other clubs that games that are happening today in the Spanish La Liga and the Bundesliga because Bayern Munich are playing today. Then PSG and Monaco playing today. So we're going to be discussing that on the show. Welcome again. Welcome to Volt Sports, and I'm here with my guys, the 18, to talk about all this on the show. Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, sports fans. TGIF, and we can't wait for that club football.
Okay, good morning, Nonso. How are you?
Well, good morning, sports fans. It's a wonderful week to. International break is over. It's a wonderful week to start again and enjoy our football. Our favorite clubs play. Welcome to the show.
Okay, today we are going to preview the games happening in the Npfl today. So we are going to be all the weekend games. We are going to preview some of them today. Games happening tomorrow and next tomorrow. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live now on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. When you go there, drop your comments. I will be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, let's start with club football. We'll start with La Liga because La Liga is game happens. One game is happening today is Getafe versus Real Valladolid. So if you look at that game, if you look at these both teams, they have not really been doing well throughout the season. But they have a chance to pick up points because this is particular games that you need. Somehow you just need to pick up points with this kind of games. You get a 3 points, you move on top of the table. But now they are playing each other. What do you expect to happen in that game, John?
For me, I'm expecting a good match. As a neutral, I have no stake in this match. It's not like FC Barcelona or Real Madrid are playing. So, I'm expecting them to have a good game. Getafe are a Madrid side, and they should be getting a result out of this match. For me, Valladolid also another solid team. They've been inconsistent so far this season. So, I will just say that may the best team win, basically. Simple.
So you're saying being in and out of the drop zone doesn't tell the because I keep asking myself, if you know how to create these chances, why not learn how to bury them? Because Valladolid has always created chances, but they bury their chances is becoming a problem. And I think the owner of the club is always complaining on how players go into front of attack and not score the goals. And the people call him the Magnifico, the excellent one, the one that goes on to score goals. But yet, I know injury kind of struck his career. But I was thinking at some point, this is a club you own. You at least invite somebody or some of your peers to come and help you instruct. It's just like it's a seminar. Give them a lecture on how to score goals because if you give them a lecture on how to score goals, they'll definitely do better.
I disagree.
Go and take somebody from in the street of Enugu and give them Ronaldo to train.
See,
you will not score goals. If you don't get them,
the main thing is that when you're rich, you get the right to write your check and determine who gets your time and who doesn't get your time. And for me, investing in the club alone is enough backing. Now, whoever is manning the club, running the day-to-day, the management team, the backroom staff, the coaching staff, they are the ones who need to see to this training or, let me say, this lack of clinicness in front of goal. They are the ones that need to see what's going on there and fix it. And if they haven't fixed it, then why should number 9 come out of wherever he is in the Cubanas or somewhere and come and help the club out? Man, the investment is made is more than enough.
Okay, yes. Let's see what happens in that game. That game is happening today. Let's move over to the next game. But the next game is happening in the Bundesliga, and it's Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are trying to wrestle that league back from Bayer Leverkusen because they didn't win that league for a very long time in that league. They didn't win it last season, but this season they are fighting. Now they are top of the table, and Bayer Leverkusen have not really been doing well. If you look at the table, they are 5 points ahead of the second place team. But now if you look at what company is building there, do you think first of all that he has what it takes? Because if you look at he's struggling a little bit in the Champions League, a little, even though we know he's going to qualify. But let's start with the Bundesliga. Do you think that he's going to be winning this Bundesliga?
I think, with the way Leverkusen have fallen off the pedal from last season, this season, you can see that the effect, or let me say the toll, the price going unbeaten last season had on them. the prize, winning the German Bundesliga, the Dusha Pokal, the German Bundesliga, and a couple of other titles last season, has had on those players. We are seeing it play out this season because this is the same team that went unbeaten 34. This is the same team that nobody left. A couple of players were added to the fold, but the physical toll on those players. Now put also in perspective the fact that they had a Christmas break, unlike the Premier League. So I'm just saying that for them to have fallen off by this much points this time of the season, I know the season is still early.
9 points behind Bayern.
9 points behind Bayern Munich.
It's huge.
It shows you that it was an effort, a big effort. I think it pumps up the result they had last season because we are seeing that it took a lot out of them, and they are going to recover. They are going to come back. But for now, they shouldn't be too angry with where they are right now in the league.
9 points not too much, bro.
9 points is a lot, bro. If you say anything other than that, then maybe
9 points not too much, bro. 9 points not too much because you just have 3 games to maybe. We all know. 3 games.
3 games. You think
3
Bayern
games.
Munich is unbeaten after?
Bayern Munich
10
is
games?
unbeaten. That's the thing.
Lose
Nobody
3 games.
is stopping for you. This is every man for themselves.
Wait.
Just like how you see, let me point to a season movie now. Just like how you see Money Heist, everybody's running for that song. Nobody is stopping for you. So if your leg no good, Baba, they say that. I don't want to go biblical right now, but they say it's like a foot out of joint. Where trust in an unfaithful man or something like that. Right now, these players have given their legs for last season, and if the legs are not there this season to push for a title again this year, I would understand, and I don't think the fans will feel hard done by.
And like I said, 9 points.
The main thing is to consistently build on improving your
9
side,
points is
not
too
come
much.
and do it back to back.
Like I said, 9 points is not too much, and I stand by it. See, Bayern Munich have been winning games. This guy, see, look at it. Okay, let's look at the matches they've lost. They've lost just 1 or 2 matches this season in all competition. You get in the cup and perhaps in the league. They've lost just 1 match. In the league, they've lost just 1 match. They've been playing draws. You get
it's as terrible as a loss if you ask me.
It's not as terrible. They get their point.
It is.
See, you play an unbeaten game. You play an unbeaten season. Teams will always want to match. It's just like when you say you do one better and you expect teams not to stand up against you. Teams always stand up against you. Bayern Munich have always been the team to beat in the Bundesliga. Wait, now look at it now.
Right,
this season, it was always Bayern Munich, the Borussia Dortmund. First 2, if you look at the Bundesliga, it's always Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. Last season it was different. We saw a Hoffenheim coming to top 6. We saw a Heidenheim that we've never seen in Stuttgart. Heidenheim that just got promoted, coming to top 6 and playing continentals. This is to tell you that other people are beginning to invest in football, and there's going to be shockers here and there. Until you understand that there's going to be shockers here and there, even in the Bundesliga.
Nobody is saying there's not
we are used to the shockers in the
Premier
Premier
League.
League.
The reality on ground,
We are used to the Premier League shockers. But I'm just
peaked.
telling you, we're used to the Premier League shockers. I'm just telling you that in the Bundesliga this season, there's still more to come.
You know I'm laughing here. Saying that 9 points is
it's not too much.
For me, it's
crazy. For Laliga,
do you know why I'm laughing?
It's
Saying
crazy,
9 points. If it's 9 points, Borussia Dortmund is 9 points ahead of them. I can understand because somehow they will fall off.
Thank you.
But saying that Bayern Munich is 9 points that is small.
And you're forgetting him in second.
You know, for me,
I'm not saying about second.
Look, wait, I'm just telling you.
I have an issue is when you tell me that a draw is not a bad result. Go and play 5 games and you have 5 draws and come back and tell me that 5 points is not a bad result when you could have had more.
No, you can say if Borussia Dortmund is 9 points, I'm not talking about who is second. I'm talking about the defending champion that is 9 points. The second is 5 points.
Borussia Dortmund can what's called Leipzig is second.
Yes.
5 points behind.
Yeah.
And they've been gunning for that title for a long time. And they've not gotten their hands on it.
We're not talking about Leipzig.
It's not about Leipzig. We're talking about
Dortmund now, who is always going to be competing, is far off as
Dortmund
well.
are not even in the picture.
They are not in
Stop
the picture
looking
this
for
season.
clubs.
I'm not looking for pictures. No, I'm not looking.
It's,
I'm telling you how it is.
Bayern
Dortmund
Munich,
is not in the conversation.
Leipzig and
Dortmund is not in the
Leverkusen.
conversation.
Simple.
Stuttgart is still in the conversation. And Leverkusen, they've lost some games, they've won some games, and they've played a couple of draws.
They played
Now,
several
build
draws.
on that, with the injuries they've got this season, build on that and continue to get the results you got. People are saying they've got injuries. You know, they started the season with injuries.
Everybody has injuries.
They started the season with about
no excuse.
seven or 8 injuries. Now they are back into the fold. They are beginning to win their games. It's just going forward to win games that matters. And if winning their games, I'm sure that They can cause.
The problem is not about winning their games. The problem is that it can Bayern will drop 9 points.
That's the thing.
There's every
That's the
possibility.
thing. I disagree.
So the possibility that Bayern
There's-
will drop
there's
9
every
points.
possibility.
is that-
The only
There's
hope
every possibility.
Leverkusen have is playing Bayern and taking those points off them.
that-
They've played
It's
the
not
Bayern
even
one
possible.
match and they played
It's
a
not
draw.
even possible.
They
You
played
get
the
me?
match. They played the
So
match
that's
in
the
this.
thing.
They played the match earlier this season and they played at a draw, a 1-1 draw, if I remember, 1-1 draw. And they went on to play other matches and they ended up with a draw. I think Leverkusen so far has played with the people that finish in the top 6, and they've gotten a draw among all of them.
The
That was
problem,
where their problem started. And with going into that match with the injury mindset became a problem for them. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, if they can go on to continue with this record, go on to win their matches, because it's not about you starting the season poor. You know, sometimes you always say, it's Pep always be Pep will catch up. Vincent is a young man. He's a new manager in the block. You get? So is Xabi Alonso. He's a new manager in the block, but he has the experience, he has the time. He has built a team. He's definitely going to come back. No, don't just, it's still game week 10 or game week 11. Don't just write him off like that. He's still going
Nobody's
to come
writing-
back.
Nobody's
No, the way
writing
Npfl is
him
saying
off.
about
I'm
it, like
saying that-
it's over.
You know
what
the
I'm lacking
funny.
is 9 points is actually huge.
Thank you.
It's
And
not
that
nice.
point is
That's
going
why
to expand
I'm
even
telling
more
you.
in
That's
the
why I'm
coming
telling
weeks.
you. It's not too
It's
much.
going to expand
Yes,
even
depending
more
on
in
the
the
coach,
coming weeks. Nothing you want
It's
to
just
tell me.
only a matter of time. The points will reduce.
Mm.
Because when Bayern Munich now meets a team that is struggling for relegation and play out a draw or lose
If,
to that
if,
team,
if Bayer Leverkusen meets a team that is struggling for relegation
they
and
will
play a
win.
draw.
They will win.
Okay, let's start for today's game. They are playing Augsburg. You know, the title there. If you look at the league table, Bayern Munich are unbeaten in Bundesliga. They see 26 points after 10 games, 8 wins, 2 draws. But their defending champions has won 4 games, drew 5 and lost 1. So we are talking about them because they are the defending champions. But today's game is Bayern Munich versus Augsburg. If you look at that game, what do you think will happen in that game? Bayern Munich to take all 3 points, because if they win this game today, they will expand. The lead will
Expand their points.
their
to
points
12.
will increase against Bayer Leverkusen to 12. But the second is we are not talking about second. But if you look at it, they will extend that from 5.8 points against the second team. But today's game, what do you think? That company has built a team that I love how they play football. Though they say he's playing well, he's gradually introduced Paulinho to
Yes.
that team. Now he's playing almost consistently.
Yes.
What do you think will happen in that game?
See, for me, I feel like because Xabi Alonso just had his breakout season last season, we're underwriting and undervaluing the young man over there in Munich, which is Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany had his breakout season 2 seasons ago, and because of that, a lot of people have forgotten this man's pedigree. A lot of people have forgotten that this is the same man that did the impossible job in the championship. And for crying out loud, man, this is Xabi Alonso's first team since entering into management. So let's cut this man some slack, because Vincent Kompany has been at several clubs before coming into the Burnley setup, before moving up and doing all the things he's done with those guys. So it's not even it's a no-brainer for me, if you ask me. Now coming into the job at hand, which is the Munich job at hand, and the game against Augsburg, for me, I do not see Augsburg winning that match, because the mentality now at Munich is to get all 3 points. If you look at the team he came in like Anslot. He had a team when he came there. He had a team.
And about a couple of
Yes, and he added. If you see, when you sign players, you tell me your hand if you are a winner or you are just there to mess around or whatever. When you sign players, it tells me who you are and the potentials you have. Look at all the signing he's made. Look at the players he has in his arsenal. Look at the way they play. Look at the team spirit, even when they play, even when they are losing. Look at the morale after they lost to Villa, when they went away in the Champions League and they lost again. We see this thing consistently. So I think every young manager struggles balancing league football and Champions League and cup football. Every young manager does. If you go back, go check over the years. Arsenal have not been in the Champions League for a long time, and finally they are back. And it still had its teething problem last season and a couple seasons back when they were trying to balance the whole thing. So he's going to balance with time. But for me, I think Vincent Kompany's Pieter this season is going to be the Bundesliga, and that's the target.
Okay, so before I come to you, let's go to our YouTube and read some of the comments. And remember, guys, you are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. And Emmanuel Liu, welcome to the show. He's saying, good morning, guys. Bayern Munich has a certain hurricane that his village people has won, that he will never win a trophy. So I will still give Leipzig and Bayer Leverkusen a chance of winning it. Well, this cause of Hurricane, they was this is they go break am.
Don't worry.
And they see Eric Dyer in the side. Oh.
They will break it. There is no way Hurricane will not win Bundesliga this season. I don't care.
Oh,
Even if all the
boy,
village people
wow.
in this whole world join hand, Bayern Munich is winning. I thought I'm supporting Bayern Munich to win it again. But stay with that game. No, so
Well,
what do you
we
think
said
happened in that game?
something about Vincent being a young manager, some other couple of places before Burnley. Player manager, no be manager. Player manager, no be manager. Now two different profile they get. You can be a player manager, be on the field. Rooney was that one of those player manager for Derby County, and when he was the manager for Derby County, his records does not even really sit up there. So I think player manager, no manager, and Vincent Company is a young manager. This man is a young manager. He's taking on the big job. You get, and he won the trophy in his first try. Yes, I think in his first 1.5 year try. You get, and he's there now. I'm not saying he's going to be there to dominate for a long time. Definitely, the big guns will always come and shoot at him. The big guns will always attack him. The other teams around them will always attack him because I think since, is it 50 years now, they've not gone anywhere close to a trophy. For almost 59 years, they've not gone anywhere close to a trophy. And they ended up winning it. For the first time, they ended up doing a double and almost getting a treble, if not that Atlanta took away the champion Europa League from them. But still talking about this game now, Augsburg has always been a side that always knows how to hurt Bayern Munich. Look at their head-to-head. You see them whenever the Bayern Munich feel like they are relaxed, they are going for the title. They just making a result that would reduce the point gap between them and the second place. So Augsburg for this man now, they are going to the Moscow Allianz Arena. They would always want to put up the performance to make sure that they get a result in this match.
Okay, let's see what happens, because if you look at company from Anderlecht, player manager, he became the manager of Anderlecht after being a player manager for 2 seasons. He tried, led them to 3rd and 4th position, now moved to Burnley and took Burnley for 2 years, promoted them, and they went back. Now he's at Bayern Munich. Hopefully he is going to do well, because I keep saying once a young manager takes up a huge club like this, if you fail, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for another big club to pick you up. So sometimes you have this one shot for you to improve yourself. For example, look at Amorim now. Amorim is at Manchester United. If he fails, it becomes a problem for him. So I want young managers, when they go to this big club, let them do well. So that's why I'm rooting for company to at least win the Bundesliga and let Kane win 1 trophy. How can you be a superstar striker and you're almost at 3 years? You have not won 1 trophy in your career.
What if for January, Kane can't receive transfer when he refuse? Go China.
No, he cannot move anywhere.
I'm just saying.
Like you pay 1 billion, he needs a trophy in his cabinet.
What if for January now there's a bid he cannot refuse?
If he's looking for money, he will have left.
There's a bid he cannot refuse, and he will have gone.
He will not go anywhere. Don't leave that one.
Okay, so we are hoping he doesn't leave.
He's not hoping. He's not leaving. He's playing Champions League. He's playing. Why will he leave it and go to Saudi and do what there? Okay, let's see Bundesliga and move on to Ligue, because Ligue is happening today again, and Monaco is playing Brest. PSG is playing to lose. That's the 2 games happening in Ligue 1 today. Okay, let's talk about the PSG game, because if you look at the PSG are a powerhouse in Ligue 1 in France. They have won that league, I think, how many times in a row now in the past 10 years. They have been winning so everybody don't expect them to win. So that's why most people don't really bother about them in the Ligue 1. But if you look at even this season, they have played 11 games, won 9, drew 2. They are unbeaten. But we are thinking that Marseille will challenge, because Marseille started with 4 or 5 games in a row, started trashing everybody. Everybody was trying Greenwood,
4 goals, 5 goals.
So somehow they fell off. I don't know what happened. They are now 9 points. They are now 9 points behind PSG, but AS Monaco are second on the table. But if you look at that game, PSG versus Toulouse, what do you make of it? Because they are playing well in the Ligue 1, but in Champions League they are struggling. But this game against Ligue 1, do you think they're going to extend their unbeaten records in this league again?
For me, when we talk about the Ligue 1, I think PSG have earned the right to deserve 3 points when they play teams like Toulouse, because teams like Toulouse are just, we call them
there to lose.
Basically, they are the mid-table teams in the Ligue 1. They've not really done anything fantastic in terms of record, in terms of performance. And I think there's nothing more beautiful than a club that has accepted reality. And maybe a scalp against PSG would be the trophy for them this season.
We keep talking about teams that always come out. If they win one big match, they are okay with it all season. and it affected, I think, Ancelotti's record in Liverpool, where they won one game, and it was like the Evertonian side were like, "Oh, we've won the Premier League," and he said that was not the mentality for me. Where you win against your rival, your local rival, and you feel like you've won everything you
Same
needed to
thing
win.
at Butlers FC, Tottenham.
So it's tough for me to just accept to lose against what's it called, PSG. I think this is the game you should come in, fight for it, make sure you finish because for Brest all of a sudden came off from nowhere and they finished in the top 4, and they are playing in the Champions League this season. Headingham for the same reason finished in the top 6, and are playing in the Continentals this season. I think they're playing in the Conference League this season, and these are teams that nobody knew where they came from. 5 years ago, you would not have mentioned their names in the Champions League conversation. You wouldn't have mentioned their names.
You're even going too far.
No,
go look at the success Leipzig has had so far,
Mhm.
and go back and check. Was it not 2009 just here they started? So it's crazy.
No, I'm just saying Headingham came from relegation about 3 years ago.
We can say this about them, but coming into the Ligue, I think there's no other league in Europe where you see the disparity between the top clubs and other teams as wide as it is in Paris in the Ligue 1, except maybe in the Laliga. Because the disparity at the top and the bottom is so wide. A couple of these clubs are in cities in France that don't even have funding. So the financial muscle is always, the blueprint has always been find a young talent, get him in early, give him the chance, give him that, sell him off and get some money to pay your bills.
If your blueprint, if you look at that blueprint, you talk about that blueprint, I have to counter you now. Borussia Dortmund have been working on that blueprint for a very long time.
They are not in the league on. They are in a different reality.
I'm just saying they still manage. They still manage.
Because the context is that financially, Germany to a certain degree is better off than France.
See, to a certain level.
You cannot use Borussia Dortmund in that case.
You said hunt for talent and sell off.
Yes.
Borussia Dortmund hunt for talent. Leipzig also does the same, hunt for talent and sell off. And this team still managed to finish in the top 4.
But they are not in the Ligue 1.
Ligue 1 now. We talk about when Leo went on to challenge for the trophy. When I think 4 years ago when Victor Osimhen was there. Look at what happened with them. They went on. It's still the same farming for young talent, because at that time nobody knew what Victor Osimhen was capable of. When they won the league with Leo, nobody knew what he was capable. It was after that move that he went to the Serie A. And we all of us start keep singing Victor Osimhen. Now you're looking at Leo now. They're using the likes of Jonathan David. Used to tell you that no matter how small the talent is, if you can use them well. Because even the Amoris we're talking about, we're going to get there to Man United now. In his first season in Manchester, in Sporting, it was about 6 or 7 academic graduates he used.
I think the problem,
and he still got 2 trophies. So if you're going to continue to farm talents and get the best out of them, you can challenge for the trophy anywhere.
I think the problem with this, it's not about even farming trophies, is that PSG is a powerhouse. They buy superstars. No matter how you develop that, you cannot challenge them. You might challenge them once in a while. Once in every 5 years, a club can come in and challenge them, probably win the league.
It was first Lyon. PSG came in with that Qatar backing and toppled Lyon at the top of the league. Then when they toppled them, the backing came into AS Monaco. AS Monaco at the time, let's not forget that if you go back a decade, AS Monaco had the likes of Bernardo Silva and Tillemans.
They won the league.
A couple of stars, Mbappe, everybody. Was that? And what happened? They sold bulk of them off. And what happened? They dropped off. Another team came up. And we see that happening, but none of these teams, without that backing that PSG have except Lyon, have consistently performed at that level.
The problem that Lyon now is in financial crisis now.
Yes.
If they don't balance their books before the end of the season, they regret no matter where they finish.
So that's the thing.
Okay, let's get your prediction for that PSG versus Toulouse game. What's your prediction for that game?
Well, we've talked about PSG a lot. Toulouse go always lose. So 3-0.
Looking at the draw.
Okay, let's talk about Monaco. Monaco and Brest are playing today. Monaco are second on the table. They have been actually trying to challenge for that title, but PSG are still the powerhouse. They are way ahead of them. But Monaco is playing Brest. The Brest was a surprise last season. They finished top 4. They are playing the Champions League, and they are almost there to qualify for the knockout.
Now that they are almost there, they are in the top 8. They are in the top 6, I think.
They are winning games. So, but that game against Monaco, I think it's going to be a big game in France.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of teams in the Champions League that will kill to be where Brest are, winking at Madrid fans and a couple of other players and a couple of other clubs. But when we talk about this game now, this is AS Monaco versus versus Brest. This is AS Monaco with the smallest league. I'm sorry, with the smallest stadium in Ligue 1, with a club that is situated on an island, versus Brest, situated in a working class district in France. So it's the bourgeois versus the poor. It's going to be a slugfest, and AS Monaco have a couple of stars that should be able to do well. But I'm going to be holding out for a Brest win. They seem to be the dark horse this season.
Okay, if you look at that game, what do you think? Because if you look at the league table, there are two of them are actually doing well this season. They have 13 points, so they are not even close to top 4. One season, sometimes you
don't drop off. We talk about last season, Aston Villa top 4. 2 seasons ago, Newcastle top 4. You go always one show say you belong. You get, and to show say you belong, you go fight with everything where you get. The next season when you don't start, they play other competition. You travel from England or you travel from France to Turkey to across Europe. Then you come back for weekend, come play again. Say it will tell on you.
That's why I'm saying that the drop off for Brest, the drop off for Leverkusen shows you that the effort they were able to exert to get the result they got last season, they cannot sustain it. So if you go look at Brest now, a couple of those players have left the team. So there is always going to be a dropout, and this is why teams cannot sustain fighting and competing at that level, because 1, you are going to need reinforcement, 2, you are going to need players and backing from the team, and if it's not there, you are going to fall off.
Well, I'm just saying, Brest have done well. Traveling, because even if we can't put them on Leverkusen in that conversation, because Leverkusen was playing in the Europa League last season. And still won the league and went on to play the Europa League finals. So I think Leverkusen had one of the longest seasons so far in their career. But for Brest, this is the first time they are playing multiple competitions. You've shown that you want to belong. Just continue to put in that effort in the league and don't go far to put in the effort in the Champions League. But if you want to the Champions League, then fine.
Okay, let's get a prediction for that game before we move out to other news happening around Europe.
That's a draw for me.
It's a draw, John.
Monaco win.
Monaco to win. Okay, let's move over to talking about PSG. Hakimi is going to sign a contract with PSG. What do you make of that? He's going to commit to 2029. He's going to stay there for a very, very long time. I think it's a good thing for PSG.
I think it's a good thing for him personally.
He's a good right back.
It's a good right back. When it comes to attacking, I think PSG lost. Madrid lost.
Hakimi go fit Amorim's style though. Check out for that wing back. Imagine
that wing back. Where you want play now? Because man, you don't already get Mazraoui, and if you go on social media now, they don't call out Bayern Munich tire. Say they stole the player from Bayern Munich that for 50 million pounds or for 50 million euros. It was a cheap sell for Bayern Munich, and he's coming, and people say he replaced Wan-Bissaka just good. You get, he defends well, he attacks properly. Hakimi also on the right back position, defends well, attack properly. So I just feel like you can't bring in these two players who go the bench. Because we've seen we've seen the performance for Hakimi, we've seen the performance for Mazraoui.
Once it comes to attacking, when it comes to a right back attacking, Hakimi, nobody will touch Hakimi.
Yes.
When it comes to right back, attacking right back.
If it's in Ligue, when it comes to right back attacking, nobody's touching.
I disagree with you.
In the Premier League,
in the Laliga too.
In the Premier League, if it's coming to right back attacking, nobody's touching Trent. We all agree. Nobody's touching Trent.
They're on the same level.
Okay, now they're on the same level. So now, then defensively,
I'm talking about attacking. Nobody's talking about defensively.
Why aren't you talking about defensively for Trent?
See, like I said, you don't allow me to finish this conversation.
You are the one that shifted your
what we are looking for in a right back is the ability to create a chance going forward and also track back to defend. Trent no gets that tracking back to defend, but attacking he is one of the best.
Bissaka will get him. Then
Wan-Bissaka will get him.
Oh.
They say he's not too good in attacking moves.
And they moved him on.
But they moved him on and it's good. Then Mazraoui now we've seen him. I'm not going to sing him all praises after 10 games or after a couple of games.
But you're already doing that.
But he has done well. We've seen him defend well, we've seen him attack well. Until the end of the season, we'll not see what the record is. Then we'll now have to vote who the right back of the year is in European top 5. And there are players that are better than these 3 players that we're not really talking about.
Hakimi signing a contract. I think it's good for PSG.
It's good for PSG, and I think they are learning their lessons right now, because I think PSG for the last 5 years have been a club that, how do you have the most beautiful lady in the world and you've been in a relationship with her now for about 4 years and you've not tied her down? So
Talking about Mbappe,
yeah, talking about Mbappe, and you've not tied her down, and you keep telling her next year we'll get married, next year we'll get married, and she'll just keep waiting for you. But how far now? So PSG need to learn how to tie down their players, their good players down. One, it ensures you get good value for money when clubs come calling, and you can't lose them on a free. Two, you keep the player for a good time, and I think it's a good move.
Last class who you pay na Inter Milan, not even Real Madrid, because Real Madrid na academy, you go call an academy for Real Madrid.
Yeah, but
You
right
get,
now, Real
but na
Madrid are in
Inter
dire
pain
need of a
pa.
right back.
Na Inter
Dire need of a right
na
back.
Inter pain pa. You know, say when you talk about Real Madrid, straight bullets hit Inter Milan because they actually had this guy and they let him go. They actually had him in their grabs. They had him within their grabs and they let him go just like that. So I feel like Inter Milan should have done better to keep him, but now PSG giving him a 5-year contract. It's a bonus for them because now, like John said, it's like tying the knot forever. But before the contract expires, 2 years or 1 year before the contract expires, you're giving him another 5 years.
or you are selling him, anyone.
Definitely. So I feel like it's going to give them a value for their money back, and also going to help the player perform well, so his value can also increase.
Okay, let's move over to England. Pep have officially signed a 2-year contract. We are thinking about probably one an option for another, but he officially signed a 2-year contract, and he said that I have a really special feeling for Manchester City. That is why I am happy to be staying for another 2 more seasons.
Stablers don't touch support
Thank
for
you
London.
to everyone for continuing to trust and support me. Hopefully now we can add more trophies to the ones we have already won. Oga, go and rest.
No rest.
Stablers
No
don't touch
rest.
person for
No
London. Person dey Manchester sign contract.
And they asked him, why are you staying? He said, why staying? Well, I felt I could not leave now. It's as simple as that. Don't ask me the reason why. My guy, they vex. Maybe 4 defeats was the reason why I felt I cannot leave. Don't vex. Una don't vex spare for this. Everybody go. Una don't vex spare for Premier League. And he said it. Maybe the 4 defeat pay now.
Which manager you be?
Touch
See, they say the greatest manager in the Premier League. Yeah, they called his name the Man United legend, the Sir Alex Ferguson. They said he stayed in Premier League for how many years? Almost 26 years, and didn't lose 4 in a row. Now, for you to come in and you're the greatest manager in the world, one of the greatest managers in the world right now, and even if they say people didn't really put Fergie in that conversation of one of the greatest managers in the world because of what he did at Aberdeen and Man United, they were just saying it was just the Premier League Wahala. Pep has done great. He's one of the greatest managers in the world, and coming to the Premier League to lose 4 in a row after 7 years, after 9 years in the Premier League, it begins to tell you that, are you sure he's not lost his jinx? Because he's not lost the final touch. But now he's signing the contract. He wants to send a message to the fan base that is beginning to criticize him.
No, I think the part of the reason is that where you want to go after Manchester City, where do you want to
Many
go?
places
Where?
people need them.
Where?
Back and need them, right? Okay, back and need them right now.
That's the problem.
See, the thing is, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
And I think he's looking for challenges.
Yes.
Every year, if he sees something that will challenge him, he will stay. For him, probably he's thinking of Ateta and Amorim. And Slot is there, so he has something to fight for. I think what kept him in Premier League for a very long time was what's his name? This Liverpool guy.
Pep,
Klopp was always injured. So whenever he thinks about Klopp, his heart is.
At some point, I felt like
that's the reason why he left Bayern League, because he felt that there is no challenge there.
I felt like it was because of Klopp and Ole at the time.
Ole stayed there 3 years or
Ole
something.
3 years, 3 years on the job,
Yeah.
beating Pep 3 matches in a row. Come on, he tried. You know, when you say a PE teacher beating the master, he tried and was always finishing second. He finished second, finished third. Okay, this was the challenge for him until because this guy just came into the conversation.
Finish third, please. Let's go back. What was the point difference?
The point difference was just 6
The
points.
point
5
difference
points.
was not nice.
Don't say that. Don't say
check
that.
it up.
In his
Point
first season, he
difference
finished
was
second.
not
There
nice.
was a club and he finished second. There was still a club and he finished third. It was a Chelsea was winning the Champions League at some point, and yet he still finished third ahead of Chelsea.
Point difference.
For me, I think it's Klopp that kept him. Klopp, to get 90 points, get 92 points, get 97 points, and not win the league. I think it drives him to the end of the season for him to win it. I think he keeps him ongoing. Because if you look at Bayern, he left Bayern after 3 seasons because he felt that if he stays there for 10 years, he's going to win the league for 10 years. There is no challenge there. But he was feeling that coming to England is going to be a challenge because one, everybody told him that your style will never work at English Premier League. So he needs to prove a point. So he stayed at Manchester City. And how many titles has he won
18 titles, 18
So,
trophies.
he changed his style like 5 times and he kept winning the title. But I think it's a good thing for City fans, John.
I'm super excited, you know. All I need to make this moment complete now is your chorus. Thank you.
Your current is not leaving Sporting in January, except they are buying it. They are going to pay because if he goes there, he's not going to stay on the bench.
Of course.
So why will he leave first team football and come and stay on the bench for Manchester City?
Premier League, and that's all.
Premier League.
He forgets that the same Premier League in there before he come out.
Premier League,
No,
man.
na championship in there.
He was playing for Brighton. You didn't check his record. He's a player for Brighton on the bench.
Yes,
and he went to
Brighton-
Coventry.
Yes, Coventry.
And from
That way he
Coventry.
played.
Yeah,
That's
no,
why
he didn't
Now
play.
they
He
tell you,
didn't play.
He did Premier
He
League.
didn't.
He
If
did
he don't
Premier
play,
League,
he didn't.
and he
play.
was the see. This is what they call. If you look at his profile, they say Premier League reject. You get you know what they call placing Premier League reject. It means he's the Premier League, but he no worthy of playing the Premier League.
It's not about being worthy. The
so
coach
now
and the
he's gone back
setup
to-
did not play him. Simple.
So
Class
now
is permanent.
he's back at his
Simple.
he's back at Sporting and he's doing well there. Doesn't bring him back. You don't want to bring him back and put him on the bench. I've said this before. No matter how you say it, though, Pep will always play.
Keep saying you want to bring him back and put him on the bench all you want, Baba. If there's money there and Pep wants him, consider it done.
Okay, let's not go there. I don't think he's going to be leaving
My
in January.
God.
That's my own opinion. But you know, football has a way it happens. Someone can just decide to move to, or Pep can decide to change his style. You know, if you buy players, you can change your style. For
Straight
example,
up.
he bought Haaland. He has to adopt to Haaland because
Yes.
it's first time he's having a target man in quotes. He has a target man, so he has to change his style. So he might actually bring another striker in and decide to play a 4-4-2 and start trashing things. But let's see what
We
Pep is
need
going to do.
another cool.
But finally, do you think he can win this title again?
See, mark my words. Go and write it somewhere. 5 in a row loading.
Five
John,
in a
John,
come
you
on.
are-
5 in a row loading. Go and write it
He and
somewhere.
you and one of the callers have a bet that he's going to give you a Man jersey that you'll be wearing for 2025-2026 season.
You didn't say the season. I said I'll buy the jersey and I'll wear it. I didn't say I'll wear it for the season.
You said it's for the season and you
Nope.
will wear it now for
Nope.
one full season.
Nope,
You will wear it for one full season. It's just a bet.
that wasn't the bet.
And even if it's for one day, you still wear it. It's a season jersey, but until the end of the season, the bet is Pep is not winning this trophy this year.
And
He's
I
not
said
telling
he
you
is.
Manchester United is winning it. I'm not like I'll not be as delusional as Chelsea fans are telling you are going to win the trophy this year. Man United is not winning the trophy this year. Pep might not be winning the trophy this year.
I like the word might. So let's see what happens
Thank
with
you.
Pep. Pep has signed a 2 year contract. Officially, he's going to be staying for 2 years. I don't know if it's a good news or bad news for other Premier League managers because Arteta have been trying to fight that. Remove that title from his hand. He hold him. He hold the
Somebody
title
should
for
go
2
and
years.
check in on Arteta.
So Arteta had to do one more year, 2 more years with him to try to win. Then there is slot now, there is Amorim now, so the title next season would be massive. I think that was what is keeping Pep there because if you look at the challenges, Arsenal is there, Liverpool is there, and Aston Villa is there. Then if you look at Manchester United,
Newcastle
okay,
is
he's
there,
hoping.
Tottenham is there.
He's hoping that Manchester United will be there. So next season will be great for him. So let's see what he's going to be doing with this Manchester City squad in this year, next year, in 2 more years. Okay, let's move on other news that's happening, and it's bad news for Chelsea fans because Reece James is injured again.
Crazy, man.
I don't even understand. We are talking about this thing on the show. It's not about training. I think when we are doing this Ronaldo, Messi debate, the way their career has been long,
Yes.
longevity has been, and we are saying that some players are just like glass. It's not it's just don't blame them. They don't train. They just do small training and they are injured. It's just because the type of their, but not necessarily because.
I disagree. It's not the type of. See, let me tell you something, and I know every nutritionist out there will back me on this one. Every human being is born with a perfect body. You may be born with a disability. You may be born with a disability. You may be born with some deficiency based on how you were carried. If somebody who carried you was sipping on some gin and juice while they were pregnant or not, but you can be born with that. But if you come out, your thinking faculty is on point, your physical body, you can play, you can run, you can move around, you are fine. What determines your ability on the pitch, in fitness, in sports,
is what?
Your diet and your
so
workout.
You're telling me now that
I am still it is still shocking to me. Now I'll come because there's a third factor here that is going to tie into this. One, your diet, your workout, And then the third factor here is the type of injuries you pick up and the persistency of these injuries. But if you have a good diet, it's shocking to me that footballers right now who are on insane amounts of money cannot do the fundamentals that CR7 did. Get yourself a nutritionist, get yourself a personal trainer, get yourself all the things you need to biohack and stay fit.
Are you telling me that Reese don't have all this? He doesn't have. He eats anything he wants to eat. Everybody has this.
Go and look at Neymar. Go and look at Calvin Phillips. Go and look at their weights at Santos.
See, we are talking about James here.
I'm telling you this thing because these are people that fit that mold. These are people that fit that mold.
For me, James is a disciplined player.
John is quick to just, when John don't like player, he will just criticize you, as in, and the criticism they come with heavy words of affirmation.
It's funny how
let me tell you, I can criticize the player
you are quick
by
to say that when you don't like a player, that is bias.
See, me, I can criticize
I do
the
not
player.
have anything against
I can criticize the player.
it
I can criticize the player for his performance
come
on
with
the
your
pitch.
facts, don't call me biased.
I criticize the player.
I
criticize the player for the performance on the pitch, not his injury cases. And I think Reece James, I will say this and I'll say it.
He's just unlucky.
He's unlucky, and he rushed his injury. He was
disagree.
injured, and he rushed into the, because to impress a new coach is back on the phone. You want to impress him, you rush your process.
It's his choice.
And when you rush that process, if you're not giving proper advice, after 2-3 games, you pick up another knock, you pick up another injury because you want to rush the process. I feel like this was one of the good things that happened to what's it called? The Man United fans will crucify me for this one. Now, Malaysia, 530 days off. You're on contract for 500 for almost 600 days. You're nowhere close to the first team because you're off injured. It took his time to come back into the first team training. If you take your time while you're injured, if you take your time to come back into proper football, gradually you're not going to go for another injury for a long time. And look for another example now, Santi Cazorla. You won't fault his diet, but this guy was always injured for Arsenal. He went on to Laliga, he was also always injured, and it took about 4 years off the job. 4 years, now he's back. He's one of the best players in the Laliga. Before moving out. Look at the likes of Isco. Same thing. Now, do you know he recently received an award for the comeback for one of the greatest comebacks.
I'll give you one star for Isco.
For one of the greatest comebacks. He was always injured. Forget the fact that he's a good player. He was also always injured for Real Madrid.
Go look at his weight from signing for Madrid 3 years into the job, 3 years on till he picked his injury, and he's been on consistent injuries. For every single one of these scenarios, go look at weight, go look at dieting habits, and come back and have.
And I'm telling you, he's still on the same dieting habits where he is right now, and he's playing good football. And Maka has given an award to him for the greatest comeback. In sports history. Now these are players. Every player has. I feel like body system differs.
It differs.
You can't use what this person is doing. I have players that work out 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and I have players that only work out 3 p.m.
I give you an example. How I noticed that, for example, in my family we are 4. In this 4 person, is the same diet we take when we are growing up.
I want big.
I want big. Me I small.
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference when you hire a nutritionist? When you hire a professional, they look at your body type, they look at your physique, they do a couple of, and they give you a plan that helps you. Custom to you. Go abroad. Do you know that they have delivery services that deliver food that is just right for you? Go look at the sensor when he wanted to act a movie. The meal plan he was on to build body muscle.
The same food. This all of them come from the same mama and papa. Now I want to use this context now. Everybody came from the same parent. The same woman is cooking the same food for the 5 of you in the house. Yes, there are some of you that are big, extra large. There are some of you that are like broom, very thin, like kwachoko patient. There are some of you that are like just normal size. It's not the same food you're eating.
What I'm saying.
So it depends on who you are. I'm just saying, you see, your body system can just affect.
No matter how you say it, sometimes you can pick up an injury and that injury keep recurring because that place might not heal 100% because
that's why I said that's the third thing in this conversation.
And number 2, you have to understand that people have different body types. You have, no matter what you might just pick up one injury and that injury will refuse to heal permanently.
No matter your body type.
Well,
no matter your body type, there's a meal plan for you. There's a fitness plan for you. Okay. And if you pick up an injury and you decide you want to rush back because you want to please a manager, you just sacrifice your body for that.
I think even if you cannot even rush back because I don't think the club will allow you to rush back like that. Okay, let's take on a few calls before we'll move out to our YouTube and read some of the comments there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, people in the studio.
Good morning.
Good
Name and
morning.
location, please.
This AI come from Enugu.
Okay, AI. What is your contribution, AI?
You see, if somebody continues to tell me about this event, I just tell the person that you just be a doctor in a hospital. From now, you hear he has become a doctor, that he's prepared for life after football. That we left to the hospitals in London every time. In fact, we just is made of glass. So James there, he's like his brother. I think those Chelsea academic graduates that came out the same time. James and his brother, the one in Manchester.
Oh, Mount.
Both of them, I don't know their problems. They are from the same blood. One just moved over to the other city, one is in the other city, but they are from the same blood. You will come back and see, go for another injury. Because that injury, you need to leave Chelsea. Maybe you can say that the medical team of Chelsea doesn't know how to handle him in particular.
Okay.
Thank you.
You should be training with this kind of injury situation.
Okay. Thank you. Everybody is complaining about James because Chelsea fans are angry.
He
Why?
said his brother one of the star players for waiting to call him when he go on loan. No?
Okay. 0706-048-5853. I know Chelsea fans are angry. What do you make of James being injured? He's their captain.
Can we just give him a pay cut right now?
And they cannot remove his their captain. Let's take one more call before we move on to our YouTube comments. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, God willing.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
It's Bishop from Transmikul.
Okay, Bishop, what is your contribution, Bishop?
The injury of James is becoming bad and annoying.
It's terrible and annoying.
Yes. The thing is that people are different, body are different. But I agree with all of you, including John. But irrespective of your body, there is something you can do. James really needs the help now.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, he really needs the help. Yes. Even someone who is fat, the person can be helped to become slim. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yes, there is a help. He needs a help now for this injury. Let me take you back to what happened to RDP. If you remember him at Arsenal, injury prone, nothing was going. But when he came to United, he was fit for the full season. He was the highest goal scorer. He won the league. Do you get that? So somebody can need the help. It was a help for RDP to stay for full season, full fit, the highest goal scorer. He won the league. Unlike what he was doing in Arsenal. Let me take you back to Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard of Chelsea was the best. In fact, I followed Hazard Chelsea best and everything. No injury. He will keep fit. He will dribble 5 defenders to score. He had done it against Arsenal. He went to Madrid. He saw Spanish burger and he saw, this thing is really existing. And he was allowed to use Spanish burger, which is one of the best in the world. Can't forget that. You get me? So people's bodies are different, but you can do yourself. That's where I'm going.
Okay, you can help yourself.
And you can also kill yourself. Let me use myself as an example. If I know that I need to eat early in the morning for something to be okay in my life, why would I eat early in the morning? If I know that my body is no, sure, please don't eat early, eat around 11 or 10. Why would I help myself? That's where I'm coming in.
Okay.
Thank you.
The son is saying, it's okay to compare the that will help him. And we're not blaming anybody for the injury, but true. Need the help.
Okay.
And you see from it. Thanks.
Thank you, Bishop. Okay, let's move on to our YouTube channel. And Emmanuel Leo is saying, will James be like our national grip? You know, the heart for him to collapse. Fitness is not all about exercise. Cristiano Ronaldo came to Manchester United and Sancho and co followed him to change their diet, but indiscipline no greet them. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see if we have comments. Okay. Leo is also saying John is right. Most of these players know they listen to their nutritionists. That's what killed Eden Hazard when he went to Madrid, because Madrid no get time for nutritionists to be begging you. So they just tell you, okay, probably. Let's see. Okay, Sean, welcome to the show. He's saying Messi doesn't train. He's like a goblin for Mars. What does that really mean?
A goblin from Mars.
Oh, okay, I don't know what that means. But probably
Alien.
He's an alien. Oh, he's an alien. Oh, he's also saying my mother must not have liked me then. potato skin for me, mashed potato for the others. Okay, what we are talking about, we're talking about family eating the same thing. Okay, I don't know about that. Okay, thank you for joining us on today's show. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to preview all the EPL. Join us tomorrow and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your comments. Okay, let's move over. We're talking about injuries. I hope personally, I like Rich James because he's a fantastic player. When he's fit, he's supposed to be the best right back.
Let's
in
not
the
say
league.
one of the best.
Let's be frank. If he's fit, nobody can touch him because he plays well, he defends well,
He
he attacks well, he does everything well.
Proper right back.
He's a proper team player, game player, but injuries. I don't know. He needs to just fix something in his life, and he's good. I looked at his way when he came back, and I just shook my head. This guy will go back. You don't not blame him. People when you stay, even when you train. When you are injured, you don't train for a very long time.
Do you know that sometimes when you are satisfied in life and you feel like there's nothing to pursue, you let yourself go?
Well, depending again, it's not easy to be this kind of players. Let's see. Oh wow. Oh, somebody just donated to us. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Oh, wow. Somebody just gave us money on our YouTube channel. Should we give him Boza?
Yes, we have to now. We have to. Come on.
All right, Sean. We are from Nigeria, so we do this. Let's give you 3 Boza for him. Give him 3 Boza, please. Easy.
Goza.
Thank you for the cash. We do this every day from Monday to Saturday. We are live here at Volt FM Sports. We are live. Thank you for the donation you just made to us. We are live. Tomorrow we are going to talk about Premier League. Come again and drop your comments. I will be personally reading your comments. In fact, you are my personal guy now. Personally, you are my guy now. I'm going to be reading your comments live here in the studio. Thank you very much for that money. Okay, let's hope that Regis and Chelsea fans probably, God willing, that they are going to, he's going to return back and fulfill. I want to see him play a whole season without him being injured because I think he's supposed to be one of the most talented player we have in the EPL, but injuries will not allow him. Okay, finally, let's talk about the Npfl in Nigerian Professional League before we go. In this weekend, I'll give you the games happening this weekend. We'll talk about Rangers International before we go. Economy Warriors will be taking up Aqua United tomorrow. Niger Tornadoes versus Ikorodu City. Bendel Insurance versus Aqua United. Rangers and Sunshine have been postponed indefinitely. Tomorrow, we'll know why they are doing that. Ruby Stars and Kano Pillars are playing tomorrow. Heartland of Owerri and Rangers International is the rental derby for tomorrow, 4 p.m. We are going to be playing. Rangers International is going to play Heartland and Castor United on Sunday. We're playing Remio Stars. Plateau United will play Nasarawa United. Rivers United will play Abia Warriors and Shooting Stars will play Bayelsa United. That's on Sunday. Okay, let's talk about the Rangers game tomorrow. What are we expecting for happen to tomorrow when Rangers will take on Heartland of Owerri?
Well, Heartland has woken up. I won't lie about that. They've woken up. They started putting up a performance after fearing relegation last season, after escaping by a narrow thread from relegation last season. This season, they've always put up a performance, though they're still in that bottom half of the table, but they're putting up a performance that you're shocked to see from their side. But I think Rangers, after scoring 3 goals, now they're beginning to score goals. But the more they score the goals, the more they open themselves to conceding goals. I felt like last season one of the best seasons for Rangers, where they score goals and defend. You score 2 goals, you defend the rest of the match. But this season, you score 1 goal and you're defending, and when you concede, you're trying to score again, and they come back to score you more goals, or perhaps you allow your opposition team to score you more goals, then you come back to try and attack. It becomes a problem. So I feel like this game against Heartland, they should go there and get the result. I know people will say, are you not from this? I think Heartland is just good enough, but Rangers should be able to get the result against Heartland.
Okay, John, what did you make of that game tomorrow?
For me, I think, the way we started this season, we need to continue to maintain our tempo. The way we've been conceding goals has not been nice, so we need to go there. It's not even about winning Heartland. It's about reclaiming our place at the top of the Npfl. That's what's at stake.
What's your prediction for that game for tomorrow?
Has to be a win.
A win, definitely.
A win for Rangers International. Okay, recap of what happened. We are talking about today. Pep has signed a new contract, 2 years contract with Manchester City. He is going to stay at Manchester City for 2 years, and James has been injured. I hope James gets fit and fit again. I think he's targeting December, end of December. I don't know if it's possible, but I don't think he should be rushing. I don't think he should be rushing all his injuries. So I don't know if he's going to come back this season, but he would like to touch the festive period coming this time. So let's see what is going to happen to him, because it's sad for what is happening to all our Chelsea fans. They are trying to understand what is happening with Jay. He is their captain. Funny about that, their captain and their assistant captain are injury prone. That is, they want to sell one. They want to sell Chilwell, who is their assistant captain, and want to leave James. But James needs, I don't know, he needs to just pick up something. I don't know if you change your nutritionist, change something in your career.
The difference may be go see a specialist.
I don't know. I don't think that, because Chelsea is a world-class football club, they will have all those things. So let's see what James is going to be doing. He is injured again, and Chelsea fans are not happy. Let's hope he comes back from injury and do well. Okay, this is how we are going to end today's show. Thank you for all those that join us on our YouTube channel, especially Sean, thank you for the donation. I will see you tomorrow. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday at Volt FM Sports. We do it live. Tomorrow we are going to dwell on the EPL, because tomorrow all the big games are happening Saturday and Sunday. So we are going to analyze all that tomorrow. My name is Godwin, and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us on today's live show. Tomorrow we are going to be here live. We are going to be here live tomorrow by 8 a.m. Nigerian time, West African time.
Yeah.
West African time, man.
So we are going to be here. We talk about Volt Sports. Here in Volt Sports, we talk about a whole lot of things. Here we talk about all the games happening around Europe, around everywhere. We are going to talk about EPL tomorrow. We are going to talk about the Bundesliga, the Laliga. We're going to analyze all of them tomorrow. So join us tomorrow. My name is Godwin, and this is John, and this is Nonso. We are here almost every day. We are here talking football.
Almost, it's every day.
Every day.
Come on, even on a Sunday evening, you see us.
All right, thank you, Sean. Thank you very much for that donation. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.